So you've got some stunning breaking news in from Jake Sherman of Punchbowl News. He says that a senior House Republican has told him that more resignations are coming, that Marjorie Taylor Greene's resignation was just the first of many. But that's not all. There could be enough resignations right now to flip the House before the midterms. Let me read you the statement from Sherman. And so here's the post from Jake Sherman. He says, a few other GOP members messaged us over the weekend saying that they too are considering retiring in the middle of their term. And here's one message from a senior House Republican, quote, this entire White House team has treated all members like garbage, and Mike Johnson has let it happen because he wanted it to happen. That's the sentiment of nearly all appropriators, authorizers, hawks, doves, rank and file. The arrogance of this White House team is off-putting to members who are run roughshod and threatened. They don't even allow little wins like announcing small grants or even responding from agencies. Not even the high profile, the regular rank and file random members are more upset than ever. Members know they are going into the minority after losing the midterm. More explosive early resignations are coming. It's a tinderbox. Morale has never been lower. Mike Johnson will be stripped of his gavel and they will lose the majority before this term is out. And then a few hours later, Sherman followed up his post by saying this, since this ran this morning about 4 hours ago, I've gotten countless text messages from House Republicans agreeing with the sentiment and saying, why the hell should we stay in Congress if all we're going to do is vote on censures and be a potted plant? So buckle up, folks. This is bombshell news. There is chaos right now in the Republican Party. They are freaking out. They are pissed off, all of the things. We're going to keep following it all. Shout out to Punchbowl News and Jake Sherman for that reporting. And remember to follow along and listen to the Midas Touch podcast for more.
I'm having one of the most painful bad days of my life. I've got a cerebral spinal fluid leak. It's causing a massive headache, nausea, neck pain, everything under the sun. And it's still not as bad as the day that Donald Trump's having. Not only did he have to walk back releasing his health care plan because Republicans were so far against it, his indictments of his political opponents, James Comey and Letitia James, were thrown out because, well, they illegally nominated and appointed a U.S. attorney that had no experience. Those are gone. They'll retry them. And over at the Pentagon, well, Pete Hegseth says, hey, we're going to investigate Mark Kelly and recall him to active duty. Newsflash, the U.S. law doesn't allow you to recall a sitting member of Congress or the Senate because you can't be in the military and be in the House or Senate. So that case is going nowhere. And things just keep getting worse because crypto markets are tanking. And Donald Trump and all of his kids have heavily invested into crypto, and he's tried to adapt the crypto laws in the U.S. to only make him more, and he's losing tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars right now. So, yeah, I'm having a bad day. Donald Trump is having a significantly worse day.
Trump is about to drop a brand new healthcare plan, and if you think it's going to help you, think again. Here's the situation. 22 million Americans rely on ACA subsidies to afford insurance. These subsidies expire in a few weeks. If they vanish, premiums double and 2 million people lose coverage. Democrats tried to extend them, Republicans said no, unless they could force their own deal first. So Trump rushed to create his own alternative, and the details leaking out are wow. His plan would temporarily extend subsidies, but add new income caps, force even the poorest Americans to pay monthly premiums, redirect federal aid into health savings accounts, and push people toward cheaper, weaker, non-ACA plans. Translation, this fix actually sets up the ACA to fail just so Trump can say he replaced it. Meanwhile, the White House claims everything is speculation, even though millions of families are about to get crushed by January bills. Trump spent 8 years promising a better, cheaper healthcare plan, and now, at the last minute, he's trying to sell a worse version to make millions pay more.
That standing has been slipping over the last couple of weeks. How much? CNN chief data analyst Harry Enton is here on this special Friday. It's been a tough few days for the president in the polls.
Yeah, John Berman, I would say this is probably the worst 10-day period for the president in the polls his entire second term. The numbers are just atrocious. What are we talking about here in terms of net approval rating? Well, take a look. These are all November polls. The best one of the group puts him at 14 points underwater. That's the Marquette University Law School poll, tied for the worst he's ever had in that poll. Fox, 17 points underwater. Marist, 17 points underwater. The Reuters Ipsos poll, 22 points underwater. And then taking the cake, the AP North poll, 26 points underwater. When your best poll has you still 14 points underwater, you know it's truly bad, and it's as bad as 26 points underwater. We're talking about an average well underwater with the deep blue sea, swimming with the fishes.
And now this is all parties here. If you think this is bad, Harry.
If you think this is bad, what is driving these horrific numbers for Donald Trump? Well, why don't we take a look at independents, Trump's net approval rating with independents. Back in January, he was close to even. He was at -4 points. Not great, but not terrible. Look at this number, 43 points underwater with independents in the most recent average of these polls. When you have 43 points underwater with independents, you know you're doing terribly. You can't win with this. If this holds for next year's midterm election, wave adios amigos, goodbye, see you later to that House Republican majority and that Senate Republican majority very much in danger as well. When you take a look at the Pew Research validated voter survey going back to last year, he was basically even among independents with Kamala Harris. Now he is 43 points underwater. Whatever he is doing with independents, it ain't working. They despise him at this point.
That is just a colossal drop.
Oh, my God, it's a 40-point move.
Okay, that's among certain political groups here. How about what issues may be driving this?
Okay, yeah, so we'd say that independents are driving Trump's decline overall, but what is pushing independents and the rest of the electorate away from Donald Trump? Away from Donald Trump. John Berman, move out of this screen. Away from Donald Trump. Well, it has everything to do with inflation. It's the cost of living, baby. That is the name of the game. You go back to January, he was 3 points above water. This was the reason why that voters gave him a second term. You look at this, now 34 points underwater. My goodness gracious, that is a 37-point move in the wrong direction.
Well, I think it's time to make the G in MAGA an L, because old Donnie is taking major L's and making America lose again. He's had a tough few days, from today learning that Comey and Letitia James are not going to be prosecuted, to his health care plan being an epic fail, and even his BFF Republican senators and representatives won't even back it, from crypto tanking, his approval rating plummeting month after month. And before anybody in MALA comes to my video tonight and say fake news regarding the previous clip about his approval rating, ding, 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 you have a lovely Fox News article with it right in front of your face. So I did the hard work for you. Y'all don't like to research things, so I did it right in front of you. So if your own beloved right-wing source of news is saying that it's tanking and doing more harm than good, then that's just what it is. You're just gonna have to face it. It's not my fault. I mean, I think you have to just realize that's just the state of what he's doing to our beloved country. And the fact that in this article, I have, of course, the screenshots on the screen, pause to read if you want to read through it, or of course you could just Google it. That's where I found all of these screenshots that you'll see in this part. And I wanted to put multiple sources are saying that his approval rating is dropping drastically throughout each and every single one of these polls. So don't get it twisted. Don't be in my comments saying fake news. Liberals always want to find a way to push the false agenda out there. It ain't false. Here's your beloved news station saying the exact same thing. If they even had to come out and say in print that Biden was faring a little bit better in the polls around this time, then you know it is bad for you guys. I mean, it's like I said, it's not my fault. I'm just the messenger. And sometimes this gets away from me to mention sometimes, but I do not have any say in what anybody believes. I might not like that you support this man if you're a part of MALA. aka MAGA. But as long as you aren't coming on my page disrespecting me, I respect your right to believe in what you want to believe. But do you really want to still be a part of this sinking ship? Even he had to admit from this USA Today article, he admitted, I guess, in a press conference that his approval ratings were down. So what does that say if he even had to come out and joke about it? And of course, he had to make it seem like, oh, it's only the smart people that still believe in him. So if you're doubting him, he's calling you dumb. Just read it in the article right there. It is a quote. But we'll let the words speak for themselves. But it just goes to show, like, this is a sinking ship and the cracks are forming. I might have to say this every video. Somebody please name me something besides the big beautiful bill. Please name me something that MAGA can say was a win. But the polls here, they don't lie. And the fact that we're hearing rumors that more Republicans in Congress are planning to resign. Now, of course, this is not anything that is confirmed. It might be people that are due for retirement. We don't know. But hey, it only allows more seats to be taken. I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I have a good feeling with all of these polls right here. I have a great feeling that the Democrats are gonna make a huge sweep and get a lot of seats in the midterms next year. I'm calling it. Of course, there's going to be a few states where it's going to be the same old, same old. We know what the outcome is going to be. But I see a lot of seats being picked up. If I must say, of course, I'm not a political analyst or expert. It's just a gut feeling I'm having so far. But we'll see. Anything can happen in this government we have in the U.S. I think the ship has hit a little iceberg right now. I don't know. We have a long way to go. We're just getting through our first year. We have 3 more years of this to go, you guys. It's going to be a long one. It really will. And we're just going to have to see. I don't imagine it getting better. I'm sorry. That is just my personal opinion. If you ask somebody from MAGA, they think they're living the life right now. But when those health insurance premiums start to go up next year, don't come crying to social media saying you can't afford to go to the doctor or the emergency room. That's all I've got to say. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to see anybody crying on here. Oh, I thought President Trump was going to be able to lower my health care costs, but now I can't even go to the hospital to get surgery, blah, blah, blah. I can't even afford to get my medicine. I don't want to hear anything. But anyway, you guys, before I continue to ramble, let me know what you think about this down below. And don't forget to like and subscribe because that really helps me out and helps to support the channel, and I greatly appreciate it. And that's pretty much all I have. I thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'm gonna catch you in the next one. Bye. See you later.